This is the wrist warm-up that you need. Yes, it is a warm-up. So it's preparing you for your handstand practice, calisthenics training, maybe your yoga practice, but it's not just a warm-up. Ideally, we strengthen the surrounding tissue that is surrounding our wrists and hands. And as well, we are making it more flexible, more mobile, allowing you to go to the ranges needed and as well to be strong in those ranges. So I don't want to talk too much. We're going to get started straight away. I want you to get onto all four, and then you just walk your hands around. And you try to expose your wrists and hands to all angles, meaning you internally rotate your shoulders, you externally rotate the shoulders. You get the back of the hands on the floor and just move the hands around, feeling the floor, and just feel how your wrists are feeling. Maybe at some point you feel like it's a little bit more sensitive in one of the spots, and then maybe you just stay there for a little bit longer. Just sort of acknowledging and observing the condition right now that might be different on a daily basis, depending what the temperature is, depending how much you did yesterday. And there's a lot more factors getting into how you're feeling on a certain day. But then let's straight away get into a stretch of your forearms on this side. So fingers are facing you. Then I want you to round the spine, tucking the tailbone in. So we flex the spine, that means rounding through the upper and the lower back, tucking the tailbone in, and think of pushing the shoulder blades away from each other, protraction. Once we're there, you're going to lean the hips back to the heels and then actively push the crease of the elbows forward. Then from there, to intensify that stretch, we're going to push the fingers into the ground. Holding this for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then move the shoulders forward. Then we're going to flip the hands. So now the back of the hands are on the ground. Fingers still facing you, palms facing up. From there, you want to extend your elbows as much as possible. If they're fully extended, you're going to externally rotate the shoulders. So the crook of the elbows is pointing forward, and you want to switch your triceps on. So you keep that active external rotation through the shoulders. Then we're flexing, rounding the spine again. We lean the hips back to the heels and then gently just rock from side to side. Maybe with each sway you can move the hips slightly further back, and you feel now a stretch now through the top of your forearms. Then at some point come stationary and then curl your fingers. Now attempt, it will not happen, but attempt to touch the forearms through your index and middle fingers. You will want to compensate through the elbows. You do everything in your power to keep the elbows straight, and as well still that external rotation. And then you curl your index and middle fingers more. You try to get closer and closer to those forearms. You might even feel like a cramp is about to happen. That means you're in a good position and you keep pushing through. Try to get the index and middle fingers closer. Keep the external rotation. Keep the elbows locked for another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then relax the fingers first, shoulders forward, elbows roll to the side, and then back onto our hands. So we are switching from extension into flexion. So this is wrist extension, this is wrist flexion. So hands back under the shoulders, index fingers parallel to each other. Then all I want you to do is rock your shoulders back and forth. Maybe with each rep you can lean slightly further forward. You want to maintain that protraction, shoulder blades sliding away from each other, dome in your upper back, and as well tucking the tailbone under to stay in that protracted pelvic position. Then you're going to try to get into your max planche lean, so lean the shoulders forward, 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 even if the heel of your hands slightly come off the ground. Keep the push through the hands and then push your fingers into the floor from there as well. Holding for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Push the shoulders all the way back. Beautiful. Then back into flexion. Make 2 fists facing each other. From there we're going to open up into so-called fin, so the palms facing up, and then back to fists. So you travel through those two positions while keeping the elbows straight. Gonna do a few more of these, opening and closing. And then next time when your hands are in that fin position, stay. Slightly lean the shoulders forward. Then you're gonna bend into the elbows. So it's the chest that travels to the hands rather than the face. So we're gonna load the wrist a bit more here. Elbows to the side, you lean forward, elbows bent. And extend. So pushing back up every time. And then next time when your elbows are bent, stay in this position. Now make fists super tight. You keep this fist like it's a quality fist, and you want to keep that quality fist. Do everything in that power to keep the fist tight, but now you start extending your arms to the point where you can't go any further. Maybe that's here, maybe that's even here, but you try to go as far into that extended position as possible without opening up the fists. Squeeze the fists super tight, keep the quality fist, keep extending your arms. I'm gonna hold for another 10, 9, 8, 7, maybe as well some cramps are happening. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then bend into the elbows again. Relax the fingers from here, and then maybe give it a little shake so your forearms and hands and wrists feel slightly normal again. Then have your fingers facing to the side, a little bit of a stretch for the fingers. Then pull the palms all the way towards each other. Ideally, you want to get all the way together so the knuckles are touching. From there, we're again going to slightly lean forward so there's a bit more weight through the index finger. And then we're going to bend into the elbows. Chest again travels to the wrists, and then extend. And bend, extend. With each rep, you want to try to go a little bit lower, feeling a bigger stretch through your fingers. Gonna do 3 more reps. 2 on the next one. We stay at the bottom position. Now push your fingers into the floor for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax fingers, start extending your elbows, and then wiggle your fingers, bend your fingers, a little bit of shake through the wrists. Perfect. Then press the knuckles of your index fingers into the floor. So hands are parallel on the ground, index fingers facing forward. From there, as you press the knuckles of your index fingers into the floor, you're going to lift the palms off the ground, so-called either first knuckle raises or palm raises or heel raises. Also here, we keep the shoulders protracted, the flexed spine, and then what you want to make sure is that you don't rock back and forth. You want to try to keep the shoulders stacked over the wrists. So eventually you feel a pump through your forearms. If this is done properly, pushing through the knuckles of your index fingers, going through the full range of motion, lifting all the way up and all the way down, you get the blood pump through the forearms, and if we do enough reps, you should feel them working hard. Now we're going to go a little bit slower on the way down. So fast up, slow and controlled, down, down, down. Lift up, lower, lower, lower. And again, lift, slow and controlled, down, down. 3 more reps. 2 more reps. And last one. And then to finish this up, let's do 15 fast one together. 14, 13, 12, don't rock back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then shake out your hands. And just as a little bit of an extra bonus, I'm going to add a short shoulder stretch sequence, which is, in my opinion, one of the most efficient ways to quickly warm up the shoulders. We start in an active sort of puppy position, hips over the knees, and then tuck the tailbone in. Think of hollowing the chest, so lift the sternum up to the ceiling. Get onto your fingertips, and we stay in this active position first. You want to think of pushing the armpits to the ground, but as you keep the shoulders in the same spot and the spine stays rounded. We're not actually moving, so it's just energetically. Keep that position for a few more seconds and then look forward in between the hands. Now allow the chest to sink to the ground, arch the spine, lift the tailbone up to the ceiling. Jam your armpits towards the floor. You want to try to keep your elbows straight. Then keep the shoulders where they are, but tuck the tailbone back in. So we're not lifting the shoulders, we keep them as close to the ground as possible, tucking the tailbone into that posterior tilt. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then slowly make your way out. Beautiful. Thank you for joining. So this was a short wrist and shoulder warm-up. As I said at the beginning, ideal warm-up, but also strengthening and making your wrists a lot more mobile. This can be done anytime and can be sort of as well regressed as you need. Beautiful. I wish you a wonderful day. Thanks for joining and see you next time.